Hey, I'm Will.
How it going?
Callum, how's your day going?
Pretty good, yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. So, tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, currently I'm a student studying at the ACU campus at Banyo,
Yeah?
and previously I was a high school student at St Patrick's College at Shorncliffe,
Mm-hmm.
which is a private boys' school which competes in the ARC sporting competition.
Yeah?
And I also have a part-time job at a company called Vivid,
Mm-hmm.
which is what they do is they sell to market research companies and they give market research companies a visual way to represent their data.
Sure.
And so from the market research companies, they sell to who they employ.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah. So, you said you played ARC sport. So, tell me a bit about yourself and sport and the sports you played.
Well, in about grade 2, I started out playing soccer,
Yeah?
mainly because a lot of my friends at the time did.
Yeah.
And from there, I played that until about grade 6. And in grade 6 is when I went to high school at St Patrick's. And from there, I noticed a lot of my friends had moved into rugby. Nobody played soccer anymore. So I played a year of soccer and was eventually convinced to play rugby by my peers and my dad, who played rugby for his whole life.
Sure.
So from there, I played rugby all the way up until grade 12, my final year.
Yeah.
But along the way, I noticed that rugby wasn't exactly for me. I was always better at the offensive side than the defensive side.
Yeah.
So I took that out of the equation, and my commitment has mainly lied in touch football for the last 4 years. And although it's dropped off a bit lately, I still am heavily involved in the sport and play it very often.
Yeah. So, what did you like about touch, and did the team environment and coach help you in your enjoyment in the competition?
Yeah, a lot actually. I think at the time it was more because of the lack of contact and the lack of threat of injury possibility.
Yeah.
So in rugby, obviously, there's a heck of a lot of ways you can get injured. Whereas touch football, it's limited quite a bit because of the no contact.
Mm.
So mainly you do knees or ankles just from twisting or falling.
Yeah.
Whereas rugby, you can have a lot more serious injuries, and in some cases we've seen death.
Sure.
And so, yeah, the coaches, I didn't really have a coach until about my 3rd year in touch, but that coach really did help me push myself to the limits, and although he made it hard, it was fun at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I progressed a lot more in that time.
Yeah.
But originally I got into it again because my dad, and he'd played a lot of touch football, so pretty much every team aside from rep teams I've been in has been with him.
Yeah.
So it's good to be able to still have that sort of connection with him.
Yeah.
And do the sport I love at the same time.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you still have that level of enjoyment now?
Yeah, like if anything, it's increased.
Yeah.
So I don't play as serious anymore. I haven't trialled for a rep team in a little bit, but I still play, I wouldn't say social, competitive A-grade teams a couple of days a week.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I love it. I look forward to it every week.
So, moving on from touch to openly sport, tell me about a time where you played sport and first experienced anxiety.
No, I wasn't. In my first couple of years in sport, I wasn't necessarily an anxious person.
Yeah.
I was more sort of cruisy, just go with whatever. But then in maybe 2 or 3 years ago,
Yeah.
I really got heavily into touch. I was playing 6 nights a week. And then I started to make rep teams. So I made Brisbane Mustangs,
Mm-hmm.
which I kind of made the B team, played a little bit in the A team.
Yeah.
And then I went on and made Cobras. And Cobras was the big one for me because it was one team.
Mm-hmm.
They only took 12 players, they didn't take 24. And a lot of people from the Mustangs team, the A team, had tried for Cobras. And I made Cobras over a couple of people in the team above me in Mustangs.
Yeah.
So that was sort of a big step for me in my touch career.
Sure.
And then I noticed at trainings I had one friend in the team who's been my best friend for a while now, since we were like grade 4.
Yeah.
And then I noticed I didn't know anyone else in the team. And it's not like I didn't really want to get to know anyone. I was scared. So every training I was just that quiet kid in the corner that just ran through the drills. I didn't go hard, I didn't try, I didn't call for the ball, I didn't want to develop.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to develop, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was too scared, I was too nervous, I couldn't bring myself to it. So I think we did 7 weeks of training, and like I said, I didn't develop at all. They still started me, and the coach never really noticed it, but was really quiet and sat on the wing.
Mm.
So I started playing in the middle, and at the tournament I didn't really do much. I think I set up one try in my first game,
Sure.
and I didn't do anything else. I rucked the ball a couple of times, and
Yeah.
I noticed I was too scared. Like leading up to the game, I literally just sat there moving. I couldn't stop myself. I was really nervous, butterflies, uncontrollable. And it was on the main field in front of everyone, and I played horrible. The worst couple of games I've ever played a touch.
Yeah.
And it was just because I was so anxious about and worried about what people would think of me that I didn't do anything out of my comfort zone and anything too dramatic or anything that could result in something amazing. I just stuck to the normal.
Yeah.
And got by.
Yeah.
And I noticed that I started to get, and then the third game, I didn't get started. I got benched at the start. And that's when it sort of clicked in. And then, yeah, it was just a horrible tournament all up.
Yeah. So the anxiety definitely hindered your performance.
Yeah, 100%. It made me perform horribly. I've never played a game that bad before. I can't explain it. It just happened, and it was terrible.
So did you have a person, as you said, like your dad, or did you have a coach that assisted you through this anxiety and this process?
Like I said, my coach at the time he didn't notice.
Yeah.
He was more focused on winning. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to win.
Yeah.
Be at the top. My dad, like I said, he played a lot of touch with me. He came along to all the trainings and everything, and he helped me a lot. He really got behind me and supported me through. He kept working with me, and so the first 2 days, like I said, played horribly. But by the third day of a 5-day tournament, my game started to increase. Just from what Dad had been telling me, between games, after games, he kept telling me I was good enough, pretty much. Just a confidence booster. And so by the third day, I really started to sort of get into it, and that's when I hit my strides, and I started to play a little bit more me and not so caged. Just played a bit more freely. And by the end of the tournament, I ended up coming into close consideration for Queensland and possibly Australian selection. So, yeah, Dad really helped me through at that time, and so did my friend that was in the team.
Yeah.
And he could see I was struggling, he could see I wasn't playing my best, and so they both were just there to talk to me.
So, with the coach at the time, do you think he was more of a controlling figure? Or do you think that he was supportive in any way?
No.
So
he was very controlling. He probably didn't even know my name.
Yeah.
He came in, he told us what to do.
Yeah.
He left.
Yeah.
That was it.
Seems like he had a big impact on your performance, especially in those first couple games.
Yeah, he did. I think with a more supportive coach, I would have performed better. I think I just needed someone there to tell me, to keep me going, whereas he was just sort of sit on the outskirts, not necessarily talk to me, just bark orders.
Yeah.
And he wanted to win pretty much.
Yeah. So, drawing on your own experiences, how do nerves influence your performance?
Like I said, nerves in that instance hindered my performance, but there are different types of nerves.
Yeah.
So that nerve was more about how I wasn't good enough, about how I couldn't fit in, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, and it kept me really caged. Whereas there are other nerves, for example, before a big game, that are actually good. Everyone gets nervous, no matter what it is. It could be a match of footy in the park. Everyone gets nervous in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. It's
just the type of nerves and how you channel those nerves. So I like to turn my nerves more into energy now. And so I have specific things I do before a game.
Yeah.
That will channel those into energy and keep my nerves down, but there at the same time.
So you're saying you have certain rituals you like to do, and if so, what are these rituals?
So I have, before every touch game, I have a specific warm-up I like to do.
Yeah.
So I run through that, usually takes me about 5 or 10 minutes. And then I just go, I put my headphones on.
Yeah.
And I stretch, I sit there, I just get in the zone. I don't take my headphones off until kick-off or tap-off. And as soon as I walk on the field, I don't speak, I don't do anything, I walk, I stand, and I get ready to make that first touch or run that first carry.
Yeah, and I think rituals are a big thing to help people get through nerves.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even if they don't notice, everyone has a ritual.
Yeah.
Like, it could be the smallest thing. It could be putting one shoe on before the other. You don't. It's not something you notice. It's subconscious. Or it could be you have to wear a specific pair of socks. Or if you're lucky underwear or something like that.
Okay.
I think everyone has some form of ritual, whether they notice it or not.
So, you were talking about different types of nerves. Have there ever been a time where you've experienced good nerves instead of bad nerves?
Yeah, there's been lots, and one that sort of stands out to me the most was 6 to 8 months ago.
Yeah.
In a touch football grand final, A-grade men's competition. We ended up losing the grand final, but I was quite nervous before the game, as you would be before any grand final.
Yeah.
And like I did my warm up, I sat there, stretched, headphones on, got in the zone, I channeled my nerves, and I ended up getting player of the match in the losing side, which is very rare. I think I scored like 4 tries and set up 5. And so that ended up probably being my best touch football performance. But it was also one of my most nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So I managed to hone those nerves into something good.
Anyway, Callum, it's been a great conversation. And I picked up on that you have suffered negative experiences with anxiety. We all have, but obviously there's been people throughout your life, like your dad and coaches, that have been able to get you through these experiences that you suffered. And obviously it's important to you about pre-game rituals and how they get you through pre-game nerves. It's definitely something that we could come back to and look further deep into. So thank you for coming in today. It's been a great conversation, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's all good.